Today on the podcast, I want to tell you some really interesting breaking news that is around something that has recently come out of Google's DeepMind, and that is that Google's DeepMind's latest AlphaFold model is more useful for drug discovery after a number of updates. This is a really interesting area that I love in AI when we start talking about the way that AI is used for drug discovery and healthcare and actually really helping people in very tangible ways. So today on the podcast, we're diving into all of that. Before we get started, what I really wanted to tell you about is the fact that we have officially launched AI Box's crowdfunding campaign on Republic. If you're interested in trying out our no-code AI app builder and making money monetizing your AI solutions, prompts, chaining together different AI models, and making really powerful AI tools, you need to go check out our crowdfunding campaign. We would love it if you could support our campaign. We launched it just yesterday, and since then we've had over $179,000 of investments and reservations to invest in this campaign. I worked out a special deal with Republic where essentially for the first $250,000, those investors get in at an $8.5 million valuation. After that, it's a $10 million valuation. So we're getting close to the threshold. If you are interested in investing in AI startups, and if this sounds like something that would be interesting to you, go over to republic.com/AI-box. I'll leave a link in the show notes as well. We would love to have you join us on this journey. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. Welcome to the world's #1 AI podcast, AI Chat. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app, or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. DeepMind, which is Google's AI-focused research arm, has made significant strides in the world of protein prediction. Half a decade after introducing the, I think, very groundbreaking AlphaFold system, the team at DeepMind has essentially announced an even more advanced successor. The latest release of AlphaFold can reportedly generate predictions for almost every molecule in the protein databank, the most extensive open source database for biological molecules. This is a really significant leap from its 2020 predecessor, which is AlphaFold 2. So Isomorphic Labs, which is a DeepMind spinoff with kind of a lens more focused on drug discovery, has taken to integrating this new model, which they played a role in essentially building. And the primary application, as detailed in a DeepMind blog post, is in therapeutic drug design, which is absolutely fascinating. So the goal really here is to kind of understand various molecular structures, which are really important for combating diseases. So AlphaFold's newest version isn't limited to just predicting protein structure. The AI system, according to DeepMind, can also predict the structures of lignins, nucleic acids, and even post-translational modifications. For those less versed in molecular biology, I will admit I am not, the biggest expert in this area, definitely fascinated by it and have researched a bit, but essentially ligands are molecules that upon binding to receptor proteins can essentially alter cellular communications. So nucleic acids are the molecular structure containing vital genetic details, and post-translational modifications refer to kind of the chemical shifts post the creation of the protein. So in the realm of drug discovery, predicting protein lignin structures has notable importance. So because of some of the things that you can do with this, essentially these predictions can significantly help scientists in identifying and also creating molecules with the potential to be therapeutic drugs. Traditionally, researchers in the pharmaceutical kind of arena really just relied on computer simulations, which were called docking methods, and these methods involved redefining a reference protein structure and then suggesting a lignin's binding position. So the latest version of AlphaFold has essentially streamlined that entire process, and they're eliminating the need for reference structures or suggested positions. So the model can essentially predict previously uncharacterized protein structures and stimulate interactions between proteins and nucleic acids. So DeepMind emphasizes that these kind of intricate modeling essentially surpasses the capabilities of normal docking methods. And with all of that, DeepMind also kind of said, quote, early analysis also shows that our model greatly outperforms the previous generation of AlphaFold on some protein structure prediction problems that are relevant for drug discovery, like antibody binding. So they also kind of highlighted the AI's potential to amplify our comprehension of the molecular framework, which is really kind of consisting of the human body. But I would say, like any piece of cutting edge technology, the newest AlphaFold, it's not perfect. It does have some flaws. A collaborative white paper from DeepMind and Isomorphic Labs pretty much talked about this. They shed some light on some of these shortcomings. So one of these things, for example, is that when predicting the structure of RNA molecules, which carry essentially the blueprint for protein creation, the system doesn't match up to top tier prediction methods, which are available today. So with all that being said, DeepMind and Isomorphic Labs are both leading this. They're both very prolific development places. And I think with everything they're doing, we can expect the continued refinement and advancement essentially in this domain. Something I'll tell people is when they have criticism for AI models that are not perfect like this, I'll just say we're putting the brightest minds on it, and it's only a matter of time before these things become incredibly, incredibly powerful. So definitely a story I'm super excited to follow in the future. Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast, where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.